Hello, everyone. Jordan Peterson fanboy number one over here. And it seems that Jordan Peterson has dropped a wonderful clip, some truths and wisdoms for us to see. So let's dive really deep into this, because I am the number one Jordan Peterson fanboy. I know all of his work, heart to heart. So let's go in there and listen and learn and grow. Take responsibility, shall we? Curious journalist Andy Ngo asks Professor Emeritus Jordan Peterson how psychology can explain why Antifa is so evil and bad. So that's a loaded question, first of all. Psychology can't really answer that question because that's not a scientific question. That's a moral question. So Jordan Peterson says it's revenge against God for the crime of being. Let's see.
I wanted to ask you about based on your knowledge, your background, your clinical experience, what is the psychology of?
Well, so Jordan looks like he needs to clean his own room, and by clean his own room, I mean clean himself, because the man's not looking so hot.
This mob violence. When I see it, I don't even recognize some of these. They seem animalistic, is what I mean.
They're worse than animals.
They're worse than animals, and I'm assuming they're talking about the left/Antifa here, because we don't get the context of the previous few minutes. They're worse than animals, chat. Can you believe that? Worse than animals. And of course, Andy Ngo is like a very objective actor here. He, of course, is a reporter that agitates on the right. He's like an alt-righter, and he often mischaracterizes and lies about leftist protests a lot. He does that a lot. Citing no evidence and not referencing any specific events. No. It's really true. Trust me.
They're worse than animals, because animals, they just kill to eat, you know? Human beings, they have a twist in them that...
Ah, yes, the animal understander has logged on. Animals only kill to eat. Animals in the wild, of course, never, ever kill for any other reason. You should definitely get your biology knowledge about animals from this guy.
Makes them far worse than animals when they really get going. Well, I think you really want to know what I think? I think it's revenge against God for the crime of being.
What is that even? Revenge against God for the crime of being. So Antifa is protesting on the streets because there's fascists, and that is a response against God for the crime of being. And I guess for crime of being, not like God being, but for them being, like, for them existing themselves. So they're angry at God that they exist. Which then prompts the question, because usually when Antifa is protesting, it's a counter-protest usually, and actually it's against, wouldn't you know it, fascists, which then begs the question, are the fascists then there to celebrate God for them being, which is a very dangerous thing to say, I would assume, and not what they're doing, but it's a very interesting thought process, don't you think? Like I've said before, it's very important to know that Jordan Peterson's philosophy, because he's talking about philosophy here, not really psychology. His philosophy is conservative Christianity. So that is how he views the world. He's a Christian, he believes in God, and he believes in traditional Christian values. But he tries to wrap that up in a lot of really like intellectual sounding speech to make himself seem like an intellectual authority on matters. And he tries to pull in like pseudo babble nonsense science, like the whole like animals only kill to eat, but we kill for other reasons. And I don't know what killing he's here referring to. I don't think Antifa have some huge track record of killing people. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's like a big thing. So I don't know what killing he's really referring to here. Again, a bit fast and loose. And by loose, I mean like soup with the facts here. But if you protect fascism, doesn't that make you the fascist? Exactly.
That's really what I think. It's Cain. And Cain and Abel. It's like, oh, Abel's your guy, eh? God, how about if I take him out in the field and beat him to death? How do you feel about that?
Wait. So now he's talking about Cain and Abel. Abel killing Cain because Cain was the favorite of God. So is he now saying, okay, is he now saying that the fascists, because again, Antifa usually is counter-protesting against fascists, the fascists are God's favorite? Not probably a line that I would want to take there.
All my sacrifices went unrewarded. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's what it is at the bottom of the hell of things.
Why is he crying? Why does he do the crying thing? I mean, like, I don't want to be too cynical and say like he does that on purpose to like gain points. But it's just a weird one. Like and this is not to be like men shouldn't cry kind of thing. Don't get me wrong. Like crying is totally fine. But I'm just like because it like, I don't know. It's just, it feels weird in the moment. So what have we learned here today? We've learned that Antifa counter-protesting fascists is because they're angry at God for being, and that they're punishing God's favorite children, the fascists, for them existing, for the Antifa existing themselves, and that they're worse because animals are not as bad. I'm gonna go here and say this is bullshit, and Jordan Peterson is wrong. He has no idea what the fuck he's talking about again. So don't listen to him. It's not a good idea, and I've talked about this numerous times. You can see a link up there, somewhere over there, where to one of my other Jordan Peterson videos, where I go into a lot more detail why you shouldn't listen to him. And hey, if you made it all the way to this video, comment Kermit the Frog in the comments, and please like and subscribe down there. It really does help me out more than you can think. It really, really does. And I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern European Standard Time here on YouTube as well. You can see this chat over, there. You can see them. That's the chat from my stream. All right, what else? Yeah, you should come to Twitch or else I'll give you a hug. But yes, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye then.